Yo, what's up? No. What's going on, guys? Hey, this is Rich from Operation Vets with Nets. My partner all the way in the corner, my co-host over there. There's Chris. Well, we as you can see, we've got a pretty big bunch of folks on tonight. So we're gonna be talking about we are going from the East Coast out as far as you can go East Coast right on the water, all the way as far as you can go to West Coast. We're going to be talking about sharing that story, in that trip to real therapy. But I want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome you guys. We don't do this enough because my partner sits there and keeps forgetting to remind me, and it's just so. But that's okay. I understand he's a small guy. And if Viola ain't getting him in his place, he drops the bubble. So no, I'm kidding. We're all busy, and completely understand that. But our show today, again, as always, hey, what's up, Tasha, is about real therapy. Operation Vets with Nets, as you guys know, we are a nonprofit 501c3 whose whole purpose is to get our veterans and active duty personnel, on the water, trying to provide that real therapy. So, but what I want to do before we really dig deep into this is I want to give a shout out, first of all, for anybody listening. We are Operation Vets with Nets. We're about that. We are just a little over under 2 months away from the biggest event of the organization's history. And it is called the Hooked on Heroes 2025, which is going to be here in Richmond, Virginia. And we've got folks, let me take this out of my ear. We got folks coming from all over the states. We actually got a vet traveling. She is driving from Texas just to attend this event. Our goal this year is to have get 50 vets on the water. On that one day. And it's going to be November 7th is our meet and greet from like 6:30 to 8:30. It's going to be at a local VFW. They are hosting it for us, the meet and greet. And then the next morning, we're going to be at Osborne Landing in Richmond on the mighty James River, one of the best fisheries on the East Coast. And so then we're going to match everybody up. We're going to go out. It's a friendly tournament. So, pretty much is, we won't be weighing anything in. People will have a group chat. People take a picture of their, with their scale and their fish. And then we'll just do it like that because all it is really is just meant to get folks on the water. And then afterwards we get back. We've got a big catered event going on. We've got we're gonna have brisket, we're gonna have catfish nuggets, we're gonna have barbecue, burgers. I mean, we are going completely all out for this. But this event wouldn't be possible without, and I'm gonna mention some of our sponsors. First of all, our title sponsor, and here is what's cool. I'm gonna share this with you guys. I am going to share this, share screen, and then, all right. So these are our event t-shirts, or not t-shirts, jerseys. We're actually jerseys. And you're right, Chris, we are going to have a blast. All right. So this is the front of the jersey. And so I want to talk about some of our sponsors right now. Let's start in the back here. This is our title sponsor, Blue Cross Blue Shield, both vision and dental. Great organization, great company. Mad Cats. Mad Cats is and Carolina Lake Weights are some of our headline sponsors. Redneck Team Fishing, which is Micah Burkhart. Takedown Dragon Weights, my boy Todd. Hooker's Terminal Tackle. Now, right here locally, and these guys really, it's owned and operated by a vet, Pale Horse Coffee, Mid-Atlantic Catfish Company, one of our own captains, David Hall with Catfish Commando Dave, Farm Bureau, Alan Epps, Farm Bureau Insurance. Alan is one of our captains. The VFW post, I got to look it up what post it is up there. And For Real Fishing. Also, and so there's all our services. But also, we've got, now I got to tell you, this was really cool. I'm going to see if I can share this. Let me stop sharing. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Remove that. I'm going to stop sharing this. Stop screen. And I'm going to try to share one more. We got Catfish Legends. They are also they are doing Catfish Legends is a catfish tournament series, but they are getting made. And I'm just going to show you part of it here if you can see it. But it is from what I understand, and Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are made by Meat Hunter Rods. They are heavies, correct?
Yes, sir.
These are Operation Best That's Hooked on Heroes 2025 heavy catfish rods. Now, these are custom made. And then also there's an anchor. We're going to be giving away those as part of the raffles. Now, what's great is this is the only place you're going to find them. This is the only place you're going to find them. Who else? I want to make sure. Yep, I mentioned Carolina Lake Weights, and then Catfish Legends, which we really appreciate. And like I said, that is a tournament series down there in Georgia that our captain Tim Hartley participates in, and we're excited. And also,
Two Birds Ranch is donating some beef.
I was just about to say Two Birds Ranch. You need to get me the logo so I can make sure it's on our banner.
Yes, sir.
So it's now Chris can tell you more about what they do. They sell meat. Yeah, and they catfish as a team. Him and his wife are just phenomenal team out there in California. So this is going to be a huge event. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil Meat Hunter Rods, Scallywag Innovations. Right on. Oh, Scallywag. That's got to be a Navy. That's Navy there. Hey, Jody. So, it's truly incredible about the support we've been getting for this event. I also want to make sure I'm capturing everyone. I think I got all our sponsors there. I've got more to update on our page, but I also want to give a shout out to one of our captains who works for Hampton Inn, Tasha Thomas. She's viewing us from Facebook, but Tasha has set up a bunch of rooms for any of the vets or the captains. If you're coming in, you can book. She got us a great rate. And the nice thing is this is specifically her hotel. So they've got it set up to where in the back parking lot is where we'll park all the boats. And it's all everything's covered by video camera. So, and she'll have that on her phone. So everything, is a lot more secure. So we appreciate that, Tasha. Matter of fact, I need to call her to book my stuff. But, so who do we got out here? Right now we've got Tasha Thomas. We got Chris Ammons, one of our captains. We got Catfish Legends. Hey, man, fantastic. And I truly, guys, I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the organization. We got an old friend, Pontoon Jody. Even though Pontoon Jody doesn't always fish on a pontoon anymore. What are you on a Carolina skiff now, Jody? But we appreciate everybody that supports us. So, what's this show all about? This show is all about sharing stories of our vets and our captains for real therapy. But before I turn it over to our captains and our vets, Chris, what do you got, man? What's on your mind, my brother?
Work. I'm work to the bone, man. Drove 26 hours straight last night.
Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start off. I'm going to have Chris interview. Chris is not only is he our co-host, but he's also my California state lead. And he's really trying to build up our presence out there. And he's starting to do really well. And as many folks know, this organization was founded on catfishing. But there's not a whole lot of fishing out there, in various parts of California. But there is a lot of salt water. And same here. I'm in Virginia. I'm in Chesapeake, which is, right next to Virginia Beach. Once again, the East Coast. We got all salt water down here too. So we do have some saltwater guys that we'll never turn down somebody who really wants to donate their time to our vets. So our roots stem from catfishing, but again, like I said, we'll never turn anybody down. What's up, Eagle Eyes? Juan Tienda, he's our Texas state lead. So Chris, why don't you go ahead and introduce JP, and we'll start out with his trip.
Well, we got James Powers here.
He's breaking up again.
Am I back?
You're back now.
Kinda.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, James. Do you want to tell us about your guide business there and your charter service? And go ahead and introduce yourself.
Dog away. All right. Yeah. So my charter is based out of Richmond, California, not Richmond, Virginia. And my boat sits in a slip there normally. And we fish the San Francisco Bay for halibut, shark, striped bass. And then we fish the ocean for salmon, rockfish. I'm trying to get out for tuna when the weather's nice. So we have a lot of different species that we can chase during different times of the year. Every species kind of seasonal. So, and they don't all line up at the same time, which is great for us. We go out for crab in the wintertime too. So, we can always be busy with something, except for January and February is kind of slow that's like crab only. That's pretty much all we have in January and February.
So the winter is your crab season?
Yeah, pretty much.
See, it's completely the opposite here. Our crab season starts, I want to say, May, June, and we here it's blue crab. So you ain't gonna find anything better than Maryland blue crab at the Chesapeake, and so matter of fact,
I just use my lighter.
What's that?
Gosh,
We're in an RV park.
sorry.
And so, matter of fact, that's what
neighbors.
I'm doing Sunday. My wife's a big crab fanatic, so I'm picking up a bushel of crabs and going over to my in-laws, and we'll be eating crabs all day. But so go ahead, JP, tell us more. All right, so you're telling us about your business. Tell us how you heard about Operation Vets with Nets and why you decided to come on board with us.
I heard about it from Chris Wheeler. I kind of heard some things about it, and I don't know. I just feel like doing something good for people that can't get out, or people that need it really. Some vets need to get out there outdoors, and I don't know. I want to provide that outlet for them. That's the whole reason I started doing this. Is to get kids out fishing that didn't, that couldn't. Get families out there, hopefully. I just like to be able to provide that for people because I remember how it was when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, I've been out on James's boat, and I took my whole family, and man, I'll tell you what a blast. We caught so many sharks. My arms were sore.
Yeah, that shark fishing, you get tired of catching them. There's so many out there. A lot of people
I don't think I'd seen my daughter smile that big in years, man. She's a hard one to get to smile. So.
So tell us about your trip with John.
Yeah, so the week after that trip that I had to cancel, I asked one of my friends if I could borrow his boat, and we took his boat out, and John was able to make it out on that trip. So, I had a couple other clients from where were they from? Florida. They're from Florida, and I don't know. After we caught about 30 sharks, they were ready to come in.
30 sharks.
Oh, we came in with limits of leopard sharks, and it only took a couple hours. It was nonstop. As soon as we put the baits in the water, it's just nonstop.
How big are these sharks?
They're about 4 feet. John caught the biggest one that day. I think that one was about 5 feet. I think something like that.
Did you guys catch any rays or anything that day, or?
I don't think so.
No.
So John, tell us. First of all, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, what branch of service, how you heard about Operation Vets with Nets, and talk about your day on the water with JP.
Okay. Well, I'm John. I am currently living Central California down by Gilroy. And I was Air Force. We had a great trip with James, and everybody was congenial. Everybody had a good time. We were at the fishing grounds in like 3 heartbeats, which was nice. And he's right. We did. We started off, we hit sharks immediately, and basically limited it out. And I think it was under 3 hours. I hadn't fished for leopard sharks since I'm going to say the 80s, when they used to have shark derbies in San Francisco Bay. They've canceled those now, but we had a great time. Chris, James, and what was that guy's name? Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're terrific. They were on top of everything. There wasn't a minute you had to worry about checking your rod or checking your bait. They were on top of everything. It was really nice. Good folks. And I guess there was a father and son that had come along as well. And I guess they petered out a little on the fast side for me, but I'm old and stubborn.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mostly fished saltwater.
Oh, you got the bait online? I'm ready to go.
Sorry?
No, go ahead, buddy.
So I fished sturgeon and stripers, fished tuna a couple of times, albacore anyway, and salmon, rock cod, lingcod. Although I haven't caught a keeper lingcod yet, really bothers me. That type of thing. I've done a little bit of inshore fishing up at Clear Lake in the past, some other lakes in more northern California, and salmon and steelhead at the Trinity River. Uh, One of my favorite fish, steelhead. But our trip went so well. It was it was fast. It was hot and heavy, and it was good company. I really have to thank James again for such a great trip. Um, Hope you get your boat fixed up.
Oh, it's ready. Now,
Uh,
you want to go? Hey, I got a spot for you.
I always want to go. My problem is that I'm 69 years old now. Most of my fishing buddies over the years have either moved away or passed away, one or the other. Um, so I really don't have anybody to go. I normally would go down to Santa Cruz and rent a skiff, but I won't do that on my own. I'm not that brave. So I have to have at least one other person with me on that, just in case I go over. He'll he'll be able to tell the cops what happened.
Safety is key, that's for sure.
But yeah, I love the ocean. You never know what you're going to get. I've caught octopus, um, crabs, all by mistake. But
So
yeah,
let me ask you, John, what's it mean to you as a vet that you have an opportunity like this with Operation Vets with Nets? And how did you hear about our organization?
I saw a Facebook post about it, and that's how I learned of it, and it meant the world to me. It was really my first fishing trip of the entire year, and I'm a guy that in the past I used to go at least once a week. So yeah, it's been a long time, and it felt great to be on the water. It felt great to be appreciated, for your service. Um, I'm really quite taken with the organization. In fact, uh, after this, I'll probably contact Chris and see what I can do in the way of volunteering because I'm retired.
Need all the help we can get.
I got time. I can go down to Santa Cruz, hand out pamphlets, or go to the VFWs here, that type of thing. I'm always at the VA up in Palo Alto.
Love it.
Man, no, I appreciate that, and that, coming from being the founder of the organization, that means a lot to me. That shows me that we have the right people doing the right things. I don't know about Chris though.
Wishy-washy.
He's an iffy guy. No, but it means the world to me that we're able to do something like that for you. And JP, this is his livelihood. This is his business, and it means the world to me that folks like that still will take time to bring vets out. To provide that real as what we call real therapy. It means the world to me. When we hear stories like what you're telling us, I can't wait to hear JJ's. It just tells me we're doing the right thing.
For
We're
sure.
doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So, John, let me ask you, the whole application process, everything how was that for you? Was that easy? I mean, how did that go? Was your turnaround time good? I mean, walk me through it.
You know what? It wasn't difficult at all. It I'm not the most computer savvy guy, but I did manage to get through it in a fairly short order. So it was good. You had contacted me initially when I'd signed up or sent a message.
Because you signed up once before, but didn't want to make the trip up to where I fish, because I was going to take you out.
Yeah, you're up in Clear Lake. That's like a 4-hour drive for me.
It's a 3.5 for me. I was going to meet you halfway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a bit of a rub for me, but luckily you steered me towards James, and everything went really well. So I appreciate that, and I'd like to spread the wealth if I can, be spreading your advertisements and your organization around down here between Santa Cruz, Monterey. We have fish here, we have a lot of fish.
So I'll tell you what is, and what you could do is, as you see the banner scrolling on the bottom, operate where you signed up. There's also a link to become an ambassador. Now we are still trying to build our ambassador program, and I'm looking for somebody who's willing to, who's very familiar with our organization, who's willing to lead that effort. But sign up for an ambassador, then we do an orientation once a month for all the new captains, the ambassadors. And it's really a history of how we do things, or a history on the organization, how we do things, where we are, where we're going, just a good orientation. And yeah, I'd love to have you out there and I'm able to then send you some stuff out there, some marketing material, so you can go to the VA or the VFW, and it help spread the word, and hopefully we can get some more captains local that can coordinate with Chris, so we can start building. California's big, so we can start building up California.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, well, John, I definitely appreciate it. And we'll probably be coming back. We definitely will be coming back to you. Uncle Red's catfishing. What's up, my brother? So let's shift. We're going to shift now to the East Coast for a little bit. And I want to introduce Tim Hartley. He's one of our captains down in Georgia. And Tim works close with, what we're going to do is we are going to have Ed Jenkins. He was our Tennessee state lead, but moved to South Carolina, and he's going to oversee both Georgia and South Carolina. The best coast, that's what I'm talking about. So we're going to have Georgia fall under South Carolina until they get big enough, and then maybe we'll establish an affiliate chapter there. But Tim, first of all, tell us about yourself. Tell us how long you've been with the organization, and talk to us about your trip with JJ, man. And then have you introduce JJ, and then we'll hear from him.
All right. So I'm Tim Hartley. I live in White Oak, Georgia. I think I've been with the organization now a little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
JJ, I hope I get this right. His wife is friends with a really good friend of mine. Matter of fact, she married me and my wife. And me and JJ were talking one day, and I said, "Hey, man, you really ought to sign up for a trip, come fishing with us." And he did. So just happened the time frame just happened to work that I was going to pre-fish for a tournament. So JJ went with me, and his very first fish that he ever caught, catfish that he ever caught, was a flathead.
Oh my gosh.
And
why does everybody get so excited? Because that's,
hey man, that's like I don't know.
I'll tell you what, flatheads, man.
But
again, I didn't know.
I'm like hooping and hollering in the boat, and he's just standing there like, what? It's a catfish. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. That's like the holy grail of catfish. So, yeah, I kind of spoiled him right off the get-go. The first one he catches is a flathead. So
I think my biggest flathead, yeah, you're right. They're hard to catch. I think my biggest flathead was about 1.5 pounds, Now it's caught in a gill net. I've yet, and believe me, the James has some monster catfish. I think the biggest one is about 54 pounds. Now there is my brother down there in North Carolina, Tub from Tub and Tackle. He fishes high lock. He is the flathead guru, and I got to plan a trip to go visit with Tub down there. I got to get something with him because in the spring, because I mean, flatheads are going to start to go dormant now. They're more warm weather fish, but yeah, I don't know how big his biggest catfish is, but it's big. And I'll tell you what, they are so cool looking. So that is awesome, JJ, that you caught one.
How big was it?
It was 10, 12 pounds.
That's still bigger than any one I ever caught.
Well, next time you're out here in San Diego doing something with the Navy or something, Rich, get a hold of me. We've got some monsters out here, man.
What, flatheads?
Heck yeah. I'll be flathead fishing next weekend.
What about the one that broke your shit off over in the?
I've got
The
some
river.
50s, 40s, 60s.
Oh my gosh, flatheads. Yeah. Well, see,
The
I'll have to let you
Colorado
know when
River,
it's
the
at-
Colorado River separates California from Arizona, and man, there's monster flatheads on there.
I might have to my next trip to San Diego. I might have to next conference.
I think San Diego to Arizona is just a matter of a couple hours.
Yep, I'll have to take a couple days leave. So yeah. So all right. So JJ. All right. Well, obviously you found out. I was going to ask you, how'd you find out about it? Obviously through Tim. So how was your paint that big picture for us, man? Share that journey of your fishing day with us.
After I talked to Tim for a little bit, we started talking. I knew he was a vet also, so we talked. We kind of like, we were able to talk, I guess, if you want to say it about, a common thing. And when he told me, listen, if you're interested, you need to go to this website. And I'm like, what? Just like that? He goes like, yeah, just go to this website, fill it out, and then you should be getting an email from Rich Segarra. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm gonna be honest, I had applied before for several other things that has been offered, and I've never gotten anything, back or saying, yeah, let's go, and I mean it was within it's funny because I even texted him like, dude, I think he just answered me. I mean, it was within a couple of hours. It was like, and I filled up the information and everything like that. And next thing you know, Tim calls me up and like, hey, are you willing to go out? I think it was like 2, 3 days later, Tim. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were like, we're gonna go out that night. We're gonna go out late
Yeah.
that afternoon. I'm like, if you have a chance, let's go. And I'm like, okay, cool. And Tim knows this about me. It's like when I'm in crowds, I try to stay like on the far side away from people. But with him, it was, I mean, we went all the way on the trip, all the way while we were driving, where we were going. We were talking all the way there. We were talking as we were putting the boat in. I mean, it was just joking, relax, felt comfortable, didn't feel out of place, if that makes sense. Uh, and again, it was like, as we started going, it was just, I had a blast. I mean, we were out there. I forgot how many. I know by the end of the time that we started having to haul back in because we were getting caught by a storm. There was a lot of lightning going on. I didn't want to leave, but they were like, "No, we need to get out." I mean, I was having such a blast. I came home and I mean, I told my wife, it was like, "This is the best freaking experience." I mean, I laughed my ass off. I learned a lot. And I even told her it's funny because apparently the first fish I caught, everybody's like this big thing, and I'm like, okay, it's a catfish, but everyone's like, dude, no, you don't know what you caught, And Tim was explaining, look, there's this kind of catfish, there's this kind of catfish. I I was brought up in saltwater fishing. Uh, Back where I'm from, originally in Puerto Rico, it's a lot of saltwater
What part of
fishing.
Puerto Rico?
Uh, Aguadilla, where Ramey Air Force Base used to be, I'm
I
right
have
around
fam-
that
I
portion.
have family from Ponce.
But okay, oh yeah,
Pretty gross.
small world. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you know,
it's incredible, JJ. You say that, we're talking about the flathead, and you see my brother here, catfish fillet tacos. That's one of our captains, Andrew, and it was his first time on the James. We were doing an event for the Tidewater James Catfish Club, taking out vets. So our organization provided most of the captains that one year. We provided, I think, most of the bait because we went out and got bait for everybody. Great time. And so Andrew never been on the James and goes out there. First time on the James, what does he do? He catches this 51-pound flathead. So he won for the day. Now that thing was, man, it was incredible. And believe me, we're still hearing about it today. He doesn't shut up. And this was 3 years ago. 2 years ago. So believe me, we hear about it. And he's like, we'll be talking about something, and he'll be like, who got the 51-pound flathead? I'm like, oh, shut up. So it's funny. And I'll tell you another quick story. And and it takes, and he knows where I'm going. This guy, he's good at filleting fish. He could take a 5-pound fish and fillet it in 6 hours.
6 hours. Okay.
You think I'm kidding? Oh my
I've
God.
never-
So I got this 10-pound fish, and that's why he calls it catch fillet tacos. He's all about, like, I'm all about catch and release. Yeah, he's like catch and release to the grease. So he's all about, if it's the right size, he's gonna keep it and cook it. So his first time, I take him up at Lake Gaston, and I grab my electric fillet knife, my Bubba fillet knife, zoom. I filleted that thing in about a minute, and he says, "Do me a favor." I know, yeah, that's right. Nate won. You were the captain. Nate was the vet, so you're right. Nate won it, catching that 51-pound flatty. He goes, "Do me a favor." I said, "Sure." He said, "Could I fillet the next one we catch?" He said, "Do you know how much meat you wasted?" And I'm like, "Sure." And he sat there for 3 hours filleting his 5-pound fish. I mean, he was getting the little eye sockets. He's getting everything. But anyway, so go ahead, JJ, man. Finish telling us about your story, man.
Again, I mean, for me, it was an awesome experience. First of all, I got to spend time with people that I felt comfortable with. That's one. Two, I mean, Tim, I he had everything the way he set everything up and everything like that, and he was willing to also teach me because again, I've never done that kind of fishing. For me, it was a lot of fun and a lot of good learning experience. Um, I had a blast. There's something that I had shared with quite a few other guys, buddies of mine, but unfortunately, they're for them to try to make the trip because they were like, man, I mean, because they always tell me, dude, you're an hour and a half away from me. I'm like, well, just keep that in mind. The website, because I was one of the first thing I told Tim. I took pictures of you guys' logo and everything like that. And anybody that I've known, I'm like, hey man, if you ever want to go fishing, these guys are here. I even told my wellness coach at the BA about you guys down here, and I gave her the information and everything like that. And I know she told me she was going to pass it along to, I guess they have one agency that they use, uh, and the BA is a different office. And I told them about it, but I mean, I had a blast. Unfortunately, again, we had to cut it not really short, but that when that lightning started hitting around us, Tim was like, okay, we got to make it before starts pouring down on us real bad, you know. But I had a lot of fun, and this is something that I would recommend to any vet to try out.
Man, well, no, I appreciate it, JJ. What you should get back up on the site and sign up for another trip. I know Tim would love to take you out again. That's how our captains are. Some of these guys, will take out folks multiple times because just the enjoyment and the camaraderie that they built.
Yes, sir.
And our captains are they're selfless. They're
So
all
speaking of
about
which, Tim, did you serve Tim?
Yes, sir.
Yep. I
Yes,
thought
sir.
you did.
24 years in the Navy.
Oh, there you go. That's
Hey,
a small
Rich,
commitment.
it's
That's a
funny
small commitment.
Yeah. Hey, Rich, it's funny you said about, hey, sign up for another trip and he'll take you again. When I was talking to him tonight about coming on here, I'm like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I got a tournament Saturday. My partner called out. JJ lives right down the road from me. I'm like, come on, come fish this tournament with me.
see. That's what That's what it's about, dude.
Heck
Yeah, I'm
That's
trying
what,
to make arrangements and that because I told Tim, let me find out what I got going on this weekend. I still hold a full-time job, you know,
yeah.
and
Hey, believe me, I know what you mean because so do I. But I got Don and Derek, our North Carolina chapter affiliate chapter president, vice president. They run a small catfish series, fishing tournament series, Patriot Catfish Club, and they've got an event here locally on the James River. So we're gonna go out and fish that. And it's the same thing. I'll look. I look to try same thing. I'll take bets on tournaments with me because it's an experience that they may never get. And I know that our captains are they're selfless. They just want to keep giving back. I know we've got folks. We've got Army, Navy, Air Force. We've got civilian like Chris. Chris is a civilian captain, but he wants to he
that's
wants to
awesome that he's
continue to
doing
give
that.
it is and that's the blessing about our organization is that where I'm Navy, Tim's Navy, JJ's Air Force, John's Air Force, Juan, my Texas, he's armed. We have a lot of Army guys, and you'll find that you'll have like most of our captains in Texas are all Army because they're all close to those Army bases as well.
Yes.
And you will find that we have captains go. Oh, come on now, yeah, go Navy beat Army. That's what it's about, Chris.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, you know it. So we got the trophy this year, but we'll just leave that alone for now. I won't rub it in too much. But where was I going? Oh yeah. So the blessing is we've got civilians, we've got captains, and all our folks are just they're literally selfless. None of our captains are in it about building, trying to make it all about themselves. Usually those folks that try to get into and do things like this that are trying to build their own name and making it all about them fade out.
I think the universal goal is therapy.
It is.
There you go. And that's
And
that's
as
the
we
hardest
say it
part.
almost every show, the therapy isn't just for the veteran; it's therapy for us as captains as well.
Absolutely. And see, Chris just said it. We like me. What led me to start this organization was that therapy that I was getting going out fishing and talking to my VA therapist, and she kind of plugged that into my head about maybe doing something at a bigger level on a bigger grand scheme of things. But Chris is a civilian. But you know what? There are civilians that go through depressing times, stress, PTS. I mean, yes, in the military, we tend to be more prone to it because of just the nature of what we do. We're in those environments, but we also, civilians, they go through it in their day-to-day life as well. And so when you have captains that can volunteer their time like Chris does, Viola, Chris is the first mate. Viola is really the captain. So we know his wife is the captain and the admiral of that ship. And so
And she catches all the fish, but I didn't
and
say
she
that.
catches all the fish. I know, I've seen it. So and they get that therapy as well, because they go through the trauma as well. And it's a blessing. It truly is. And to hear John, your story about your trip and the good time you had with JP and JJ, hearing about your trip with Tim, it's what makes me, at least me, feel that we are doing the right thing.
You guys are.
And it's and we're only scratching the surface. Over the next 5 years, we've got some big plans for the organization, and it's going to be a lot bigger in regards to what services we're going to be offering, and it's all going to be focused around in that what we call real therapy. So what else, guys? What is something like and I'll ask Tim, Chris, and JP as our captains first, and then I want our vets to answer the same question. But from a captain's point of view, what's it mean to be able to do what you do for Operation Vets when Nets? What's that? What kind of effect does that have on you as an individual?
For me, it's just I know what fishing does for me. Being out, because I like to fish, I like to hunt, and I know what fishing has done for me. So for me to be able to do that for a vet, for somebody else who's might be going through some of the things that I went through, and just being able to have the conversations with them, it just, I don't know, it makes me feel good that I can give my time to help out a fellow vet.
Right on, brother.
Well, for me, just like guiding, I guide. I haven't been about the last year. I've been kind of focusing more towards the veterans than paid trips. But, when you get paid on a guide trip, yeah, that's great. Sometimes that's why we do it. But the smiles. When you go home at the end of the day and, you got a veteran that's, maybe never caught a catfish or maybe never caught a shark or, whatever you're fishing for that day. Maybe caught their personal best, maybe didn't catch nothing, but you know what? You got them out on the water. You're away from the TV, the news, the chaos that's going on in this world these days. Just that's what fishing means to me. There was a point in my life I drank heavy, really heavy. And I don't drink on a boat. I got a golden rule. If I'm on a boat, if I'm on your boat, I might drink. But as a captain of the boat, I even if it's just my wife and I don't drink at all. So it's healing for me. And I think fishing, I fished my whole life, but just spending that time doing that as to, sitting and having a cocktail somewhere, definitely that's healing on my part. So to get out with someone and whether it's a child on a guide trip or a father-daughter or a veteran, the smiles, usually everybody goes home happy. You can't make all the people happy all the time, but you can make some of them happy some of the time. And generally when you leave the boat, you're in a better mood than when you got on it, hopefully.
Yeah. I agree. What about you, JP?
Well, if I could do this and take people out for free every single day, I would.
Yeah.
But I have bills to pay and everything else. So having the opportunity to take the vets out, I can get one guy out, every few trips, and the bills are paid, and it feels good to get somebody out on the water and get their mind off of whatever they're, I don't know. If I wasn't in the military, my dad was, and I've known a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of stories, and so I can only imagine, I guess, what kind of PTSD type stuff you guys might be going through, and hopefully, getting you out on the water will get your mind off of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about you, John, JJ? What's an organization like this and what we do? What's that mean to you guys?
I'll let JJ go first.
uh, again, you always hear about, there's organizations that are supposed to, be there to help you out. And again, this is the first one that I have gone and done something that had actually, first of all, reach out back. That's what I was one. Two, done something. And again, I enjoyed it. And knowing that this is real, not just, again, like some people say, oh, no, we, go in here, fill this out, and never get called in for nothing. This one for me was the real serene, calm. I laughed my butt off with these guys when we went. I enjoyed it. I felt comfortable. I felt relaxed.
Right
And
on.
that for me, that was like the biggest thing, being able to feel like you fit in. I had a blast, and I recommended it to anybody that I had still showed that picture that Tim took of me holding that flathead. I'm like, look, yeah.
Right on.
Again, you don't know how much I appreciate what you guys do. This for me was real special.
Well,
So
we appreciate what you guys did for us by serving, and I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to for me personally.
appreciate those words that I always say, thank the ones that never made it back. That's, my thing. It's funny because all of us have a special date. My special day was September 13th. That's when I lost my crew on a mid-air collision out of the coast of Africa 28 years ago. That's my special date. And it's been 28 years. It's still the same for me. And again, I appreciate that, Mr. Chris. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate those words. But again, I always say think about the ones that, you know, didn't make it back. So
Mhm. John.
Okay, that
Sorry for
leaves.
your loss.
I'll be honest. I think there are a lot of great veterans organizations, including the VA. They happen to have saved my life a few years back, and I've gone through some tough times where certain organizations have helped me out and got me back on the straight and narrow. None of them actually uh, did what this group did, which was to put me on the water, make me feel good, and make me, I don't know, fishing for me is like freedom. I if I'm not fishing, I get depressed. I get kind of run down, and it's been a long time between fishing trips for me until JP took me out. So that really boosted my satisfaction levels with myself. Um, I I think it's a great organization. Um, I'm kind of sad my dad's passed. He was a Marine, World War II, at Iwo Jima and Guadalcanal, and he loved to fish. He introduced me to fishing, so he would have been very happy to be associated with you guys. Um, And I for myself, I want to give back a little bit too. Don't have a boat, can't take anybody out, but I can broadcast your organization and spread the
I'm
word down here.
I'm
And
definitely going to talk to you about that as well, John.
sure, sure, I have time.
And that I
Yeah.
don't. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll make a good team.
Man, yeah, I appreciate that, and it means a lot. And hopefully, some of my captains, because we've got a lot of my captains watching this, heard what you guys said. Especially, what always hits me, and what if I look at, like, you know, the manager of this organization, is when I hear things like what JJ said, you fill out all this stuff, no one ever calls you back, no one, and then fill it, and then Tim's telling him go, and then he get, I know, because I remember JJ got my email just and probably less than an hour, and then somebody reaching out and that means a lot to people when somebody does reach out. And when somebody does find out that, what, we are who we say we are. And that's important, because, and it's great for my guys to hear that. And that's why I ask these questions. And I'm so blessed that you openly share, and I'd also would want to know is if something was jacked up, so, because if I don't know something's jacked up, then we don't know as a team correct it. And that's another thing and that's what we do. We have a leadership team of all our state leads and our chapter captains, and we come together and we rectify any issues or come up with ideas. We work it together. And because bottom line is our focus is you guys and hearing the stories that as we heard today. And it warms my heart. It truly does that we were able to meet that need.
Above and beyond.
What's that?
Above and beyond for me, sir.
Man, I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. And hopefully we'll build up Georgia, where we got captains all over that state. I'm hoping to have 10 captains in each state, so we're covered everywhere. So no one's waiting more than a week or two to get on a mission. And that will happen. That will happen because we have a great crew, and again, our hearts are to give back to our service members, and we've also opened it up to Gold Star family members. So
when did this organization start, Rich?
What's that?
When did this organization start? How long have you?
Well, October 7th, 2021.
Okay.
So I would probably 6 months prior to that. Actually longer than that. I was fishing and started taking some my friends, vets out, and started seeing, the effects it was having. And I know how it was having an effect on me, being very therapeutic. And then I spent, actually, it was probably a year prior to October. Yeah, probably in 2020. Because then I got the right people together and started getting all the paperwork and started getting, writing the mission statement and doing all the administrative stuff. And then we officially became a 501c3 and everything, and a corporation in October of 21. And it's been a blessing. We've got great sponsors, Mad Cats, Carolina Lake Weights. We've got so many great sponsors out there. As I said, Blue Cross Blue Shield, the vision and dental that came on board with us this year.
Huge.
Yeah, absolutely it is, and it truly is a blessing. Again, You know,
Such great
we-
support from the fishing community.
absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, well, it is that time. It is 9 o'clock. I'm giving some thought about it, and I'm going to talk to my folks, but I'm thinking about moving this show over more to TikTok. Because then it's a lot easier for folks to get on it. And there are other, instead of, once we get all that, and I may try to simulcast it both ways. I'm trying to see if that's possible.
There is a deal. I'll let you know, Rich. I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but it casts simultaneously. I know Chris Gemmel uses it. I think it goes Facebook, TikTok.
It is. It's StreamYard.
YouTube.
That's what we're on, Chris. That's
I,
what we're on. Like right now, we're streaming to Facebook and we're YouTube. But I know with TikTok, I believe you got to have 10,000 followers before you can actually get the streaming code that I can create and do it from there.
Gotcha.
So, but I've found you get a lot more participation when you're doing it on something like TikTok. Who knows? It's just some thoughts I'm running around. And then there's a lot of other vets that don't even know about us. Will find us on TikTok. So we'll see.
I want to say thank you to JJ and
Yes.
thank you to John for your service. Tim, James, I want to thank you both for, doing what you guys do. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. And thank you. Thank you so much.
And good luck to your tournament there, Tim. And good luck to you too, Rich.
Thank you. I gotta get the boat in the water tomorrow. Try to catch me some bait.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing in the morning.
Yep. And then I got in 2 weeks. I got the King of the Bugs, which is a big event up on Kerr Reservoir. So, oh my God, yeah. So I'm super stoked about that too. So
before we go, James, if someone's not a veteran and they wanted to go out on your boat, how would they contact you?
All my information's on the website, norcaltraditions.com.
Okay. All
I
right.
want to just say a final thank you to James for a great trip, great outing. By the way, you guys in Georgia, I spent some time there. Warner Robins Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful base.
Yeah.
I go through that area about once a month when I go up to Middle Georgia to fish tournaments.
Well, when I was there, it was the most boring town you'd ever want to see. We had to drive to Macon to a decent bar, and that was the airport bar. But anyway, I remember it fondly. Just never got the chance to fish there.
Got to get you on a lingcod, John.
Yeah, lingcod, tuna, sturgeon. I do it all.
Even a 38-incher this year.
Carp. I will fish for carp.
me too, because they make great catfish bait.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
They also make good shark bait.
I've
believe it
heard
or not.
that. I've heard it.
Yeah, we've used it.
Well, they're
one
very
time
oily.
for blue shark, and we used carp chunks that a guy who is archery guy shoots them with a bow up at Clear Lake. I guess brought a bunch of it, and man,
Damn.
they were wild for it.
Isn't that what I cut also? I cut a little carp and that's what we cut up.
I think
What
so.
was the one with all the teeth? Yeah.
Oh, that was a gar.
That was a gar.
That was a gar.
Okay.
You don't want to touch them things, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate you. We're gonna go ahead and end this show. Get back on the site, JJ. Sign up. I know Tim will be wanting to take you out again.
Thank you guys again for everything. I appreciate it, Tim. Thank you, brother. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, my friend.
Hey,
Anytime.
hey, Tim. Hey, convince them to friggin' sign up for the November 8th event and get them up there up in Virginia.
There you go, JJ. You can ride with me up there.
I got an invitation. Okay.
You
All
can
right,
jump in the
guys.
truck with me. I'll be pulling the boat. So
You guys be blessed.
Amen for that.
All right. You
You
guys
guys
have a
take
great
care.
one.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for